Okay, this is my Mattel Ghostbusters collection, and it's kind of a hodgepodge of different things Mattel has put out, and one of them is not Mattel, one of them is Diamond Select, and it's the Slimer, and I'll talk about him. So I'll just talk about everything I just showed you, and then give my 2 cents on the attempted Ghostbusters reboot, and I'm going to try real hard not to let that lead into another Star Wars rant. I'll do my best about that. Well, let's start out with our core team, the good ones, the ones that everybody went after, because these are the iconic Ghostbusters characters. You got Ray stands. Now, there's a rich history on these, and if I can recall, I was with Mattel Collector the whole time they were running the Masters of the Universe Classics exclusive subscription line. And as those years were going by, that started around 2010. I think it went all the way up to about a year ago. It ended about a year ago, about around 2017. So it went for 7 or 8 years. While they were on there, they did Voltron exclusives, they did Ghostbusters exclusives, I think they did Monster High exclusives and some things. So the first time these guys were cranked out was by Mattel Collector, by Mattel, in those years, and it was these guys. It was the khaki original movie Ghostbusters figures, and you had to subscribe to the Ghostbusters Club to get them, I believe, and it was pretty cool. I wanted them then, but I was more putting my finances more into the Masters, so I didn't get them that way. I never ordered them on Matty, but I always did want them in their khaki costumes. You can build the logo Ghost. That's the Build-A-Figure for these. These are, I think they came around the time the reboot movie came out. Dadgummit, is this going to be another one of those things where you can't find the friggin' date? 2016. So a couple years old. 2016. So that's Ray there. And anyway, Mattel Collector did that. Toys R Us had an exclusive Christmas set from Ghostbusters 2. Same action figures with the gray jumpsuits and Christmas, I think, cloth Christmas hats on, if I'm not mistaken, and a Slimer in the middle. And I had that set. I got it at Toys R Us, and just went through a time where I was purging and selling and making some money to get stuff for my kids one Christmas or something like that. I can't remember, but I sold it. It sold really well, by the way. But that set's out there. It's all the Ghostbusters. It's all 4. It's Ray, Peter, Egon, and Winston in the gray jumpsuit. So anyway, it's a nice set. It's the Ghostbusters 2 uniforms, and you get Slimer there too. But they're working on making some newer stuff, some really good stuff. Diamond Select is putting out real Ghostbusters, highly detailed. They already did the movie Ghostbusters. Those, if you're going to go for one set of Ghostbusters action figures, don't go with Mattel, the ones I'm about to show you. Go with Diamond Select. Those things are fantastic. The detail is off the chain. And they did the movie, the Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson, and Bill Murray guys, and now they're doing the cartoon, the real Ghostbusters, all in the same style. And I think there's a really good Slimer included with that, so that's the one to look out for. Here you got Egon. You got Egon Spengler there. All these guys have their proton pack. They have their backpack. Do they have a trap? There may be a trap on there somewhere. I haven't opened. I'm probably not going to open. Honestly, I'm probably going to sell these. I'm a Ghostbusters fan. I'm not a huge Ghostbusters fan. And I may just whittle my collection down to a core Kenner real Ghostbusters collection. Those are the ones I really like. I do like the movie guys, but I don't have to keep them. I might keep them. I don't know. If I were to get a good offer on these, I'd probably sell them. So, and I don't even know what they're worth. They're only 2 years old, so they're probably not worth that much. There's Winston Zeddemore. All right. And you can see all the parts to the glow-in-the-dark logo Ghost that they come with. And here's Bill Murray himself, Dr. Peter Venkman, who, if he is doing therapy with you, he will shock you if you're not a pretty girl. Still laugh about all that stuff. So, anywho, there's the main guys, okay? And it's almost rant time. But before I rant, I will show you the 3 figures I bought from the reboot, from the Ghostbusters movie that came out. I guess 2016 was the year it came out. That one with Chris Hemsworth and all them. Rowan, I guess who is... Rowan might be the logo Ghost. I can't remember. I've seen the movie. Didn't like it. Thought it was a train wreck of a movie. And a terrible concept and idea for a reboot of Ghostbusters. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I did like this figure. I liked him as an action figure, even if I didn't like him in the movie. I think he looks like the logo Ghost Gone Nuts, but I can't remember. The movie was so forgettable. It was so bad that I can't remember anything about it, honestly, with you. And I watched it and I thought, I will never watch this again. This is ridiculous. I think he's still, look at that. This guy's cool. You know, he's a mayhem. He's just a demon ghost bat winged creature. And he's just cool, and he lights up. Okay, mayhem. Okay, on the back of these you saw mayhem with there were little miniatures of the female Ghostbusters teams there, and that. And then you've got, of course, you got to get your Stay Puft, right? And he still lights up. And I love that I was able to get this because it'll go good. The Stay Puft for Kenner, you know, it's about this scale. I might get it, but this will fit in right with them just fine. And I'll probably eventually open him. Unless, again, all of these, if I got a good offer, I'd probably sell the whole wad of these. And then, all right, you ready? You guys ready for rant time? It's rant time. Okay, this is, I only bought one of these. I got her on sale. I think I got her for less than $5, maybe like $4 and something. Erin Gilbert. Kristen Wiig, I think, right? Kristen Wiig played her. I like that actress. And I thought, you know, of all the four ladies they picked to be in this one, I thought she was the best. She had the most interesting character. And I thought, you know, if you ever did a display, you just kind of work her in there as a new Ghostbuster with the main four guys from the originals. Where do I begin? So plenty of videos have been done on this about, you know, just the approach that they were taking and the social justice I guess hopes that they had for a Ghostbusters reboot with an all-female cast and blah 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 blah. And I don't understand the thinking in Hollywood right now. I don't think a lot of people do. Star Wars has it. Comic books have it. It's being inserted into. It's looking like the new Terminator's gonna have. It's just. Guys, listen, people don't have anything against more inclusion of women in films. People don't have anything against more inclusion of people of color, more ethnic diversity, racial diversity in films. Nobody's against that. Nobody ever has been against that. There have been great female characters in film since the history of film. There have been great characters that were people of color in film since the history of film, okay? There has been diversity. I understand that there were a lot more leading white males in films, and that, you know, the industry's wanting to change that on some level. And I don't think anybody's against that. When you want to change that, you have to change it with good stories, good concepts, good characters. You got to change it with creativity. You got to change it with something both new fans and long-standing fans will get on board with. But none of this nonsense of, hey, we got more women in the movie, we got more diversity in the movie, therefore you ought to like it. And you go to the movie and you watch the new Ghostbusters in 2016, and you see guest cameo spots by Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson, and they aren't even playing Peter or Winston or Ray. That was a joke. And the focus is on these new ladies who, honestly, they didn't do a good job. I didn't think the acting was stellar. I guess they did what they could with the script. The story, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good Ghostbusters story. Listen, why would you not recast the original guys? I understand that Harold Ramis is gone, but you can say that. You can have the guys talk about Egon passed on, right? And, you know, he was great. He was great. And you can pay homage to him just like they paid homage to Leonard Nimoy in that last Star Trek film, which was beautiful, the way they did that. But anyway, why would you not cast those guys to sort of take center stage? And then if you want to bring the ladies along as a new team, let them do that. Let them be understudies or girlfriends or daughters or something of the original Ghostbusters team. Write a good script, a good movie. Throw Sam Hain in there. Throw the Boogeyman in there. Throw the Sandman in there. Take some concepts from the cartoon that people loved. Listen, in Star Wars, in Ghostbusters, in Star Trek, in all these established franchises, you got people my age who are in their mid to late 40s who grew up with this stuff for over 35 years and would pour out to the theater 2, 3, 4, 5 times to see these iconic characters re-represented on film this many years later, to see what has become of them, how they've developed as people. Listen, that Karate Kid thing, this Cobra Kai thing, is fantastic. Because they took the original films and they made a YouTube show about Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence and where they are now, and they honor they tribute and honor what they originally were, and they're show and develop, and Karate Kid fans love it. Rocky, same thing. Sylvester Stallone's a genius. He's still going. We're about to get Creed 2, the 8th Rocky film in the franchise. It's going to be playing off of Rocky 4, which is one of my favorite Rocky movies of all time, and the rivalry between Balboa and Drago, and now Creed's son's going to go up against Drago's son. They understand it. They get it. We've established a film legacy for over 30, 40 years, and people who love that are still alive. They're still around. They still want more of it. They'll come out to see it. They'll support it financially. They'll pay to see it several times. I guarantee you I'll go see Creed 2 or 3 times. Did not go see The Last Jedi 2 or 3 times. Why? It wasn't about Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker never lit up a green lightsaber or really did anything heroic. And it doesn't count what he did at the end because you desecrated his character before you got there. And your fan base, the people who have been making this successful for all these years, you had to know. Market research, guys, come on. You had to know what we wanted to see. But you let people like Rian Johnson get in there. You let people like Kathleen Kennedy get in there. I don't know who's responsible for Ghostbusters 2016, but it was terrible. You let them get in there and throw out all their new... Oh, you can't put the focus on Bill Murray or Dan Aykroyd because they'll take all the attention away from the new female characters. Well, did you not understand from the front end that that's not what people wanted? That that's not what was going to sell? If you really want these characters established, you got to work for it. You got to earn it. Oh, there's my rant. I could go on and on and on. It's just absurd, some of the choices that are being made. Well, we can't make a movie about Luke Skywalker, even though hundreds of thousands of fans want to see that and would pay it multiple times to go back to the theater to see it, and we make billions of dollars. We gotta make him minuscule and diminish him so that Rey can take center stage. Listen, brilliant idea, Disney, Lucasfilm. Why didn't you just bring Rey alongside a film about Han, Luke, and Leia? And really, Disney, you market it as Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford are coming back, and they have little to no scenes together, little to no dialogue playing off each other. What did you think people wanted to see? I teach high school kids. I got an 18-year-old girl, huge Star Wars fan. She doesn't like the new stuff. She wanted to see more movies about them. And then bring your Reys and bring your Fins and bring your Poes. They're fine. Bring them along and develop them. Let Han develop Finn. Let Luke develop Rey. But don't desecrate and disgrace and sidestep the iconic characters and give center stage to new characters who have not earned it. These ladies didn't earn it. Aykroyd, Murray. I'm drawing a blank. I'm getting bent out of shape. Ernie Hudson and Harold Ramis, they earned it. They earned it. And you should have made the movie about them and brought whatever new characters you want beside them. Listen, when Star Trek relaunched, they took the original characters from the TV show and they Bones, Kirk, Spock, Sulu, Scotty, Uhura. These take center stage. Check off. And they had some new characters in there. They had Decker in there. They had Saavik, a Vulcan lady. I love the character of Saavik. I liked her when Kirstie Alley played her, and I liked her when that other girl played her in 3, because they brought her alongside Spock and the other characters, and that made her better. Ahsoka Tano was brought alongside established characters in the Clone Wars, and that eventually made her better. Do you not have that sense? Are you not that smart? I'm not the smartest guy on the planet. I'm just a fan. But even I can see what you should have done if you wanted to make money. Star Wars is tanking. This Ghostbuster movie did not do well because they don't got any sense about what they're doing. Guys, listen. People wanted to see him. People wanted to see him. People wanted to see him. They wanted to see him and not her until she earned it. He earned it. Bring her alongside him, and you would have had a great Ghostbusters movie if you had had a great story and a great strip to go with it. Anyway, guys, that's my rant, my last Ghostbusters review for this Halloween season. Maybe next Halloween we'll get into the Kidder Ghostbusters. Thanks for listening, guys, and come back soon.